You heard me, Fortune
Welcome,
John?
everybody. Welcome. We are Gotham After Dark. I am DM Discretion, and this is our game. And I can't. Hold on.
No, I have an enemy of an 8. Sorry, because I can't take 6 because it is equivalent of a mind block or whatever.
Okay.
Because 10 would be an entire faction. I'm sorry.
All right. I'm sorry. So sorry.
Make sure your mic and everything is on.
It is.
It is.
Not you, him.
Yeah, I know
We're
what you
not
mean.
doing-
That's why I
Not
was
doing double intros.
on Twitch. So, let me get on my phone just to make sure. I mean, all our whole one viewer, which would be me, is
Danny.
and that
Spanky.
piece of crap. No, he doesn't watch.
Jeff.
Does
Yeah,
Jeff?
I can't be Spanky because Spanky will put it on and then sit in the bathroom rocking back and forth crying in the corner.
Does Jeff watch?
Wow.
I haven't talked to Jeff in a
Be right
minute.
back.
Just
Emerald,
hold on. He's doing okay.
Let me know when you come back. Okay. All right, here we go. So we're good on the sound. And for tonight, our music is going to be brought to you by, and yes, that we credit it. We're going to credit Carl Casey at White Bat Audio for the music today. Here we go.
Yeah, tell
All
it.
right, Carl.
All right.
With lead singer being Tinky Winky.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Okay,
my
so
God,
Twitch,
yo.
you get to Marcella's Curios and Curiosities. I'll write that down. And in the window, it's actually more in line with, like, say, a Sports and Crystals. You know, it's they seem like high end. There's lots of cut quartz and crystals in the display of her of her storefront. It's brightly lit. It's not like one of those earthy, crunchy voodoo stores or botanicas if you're Hispanic. But there are a number of crystals, talismans, and you can tell that they are of different. What is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Different types of talismans from different cultures. Boom. That's what I was looking for. So, different culture talismans. You can see like one of those dream catchers. That's pretty typical talisman for Native Americans. Give me 1 second. I need to lower this for myself here. There we go. Now, when you walk in, there are 3 people that are working behind the counter. It's set up similar to a jewelry store. Glass enclosed cases, which double as their counters. There is you can see at least 3 video cameras in varying places to give a 360-degree coverage of the interior of the store. There are 3 people, as I said. One woman. Okay, 1 woman, 2 men. The 2 men are having a discussion in. What languages do you speak before I continue?
Talking to me?
No. I'm talking to Twitch because you had stepped away. We'll come back to you when I'm done.
Durka.
All right, that was bad. Pretty bad. But I love that movie. He's like, I love your balls.
Pause.
Come on, you know you saw that movie. You have big balls. I love your balls.
Still
Everybody, you're gay. Oh, it's it. My bad, sorry.
Yeah, I was like, everybody has AIDS. AIDS,
Yeah.
AIDS.
I know Elvin which is Dragonese, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I know Spanish. I know English, Mandarin, Arabic, French, Russian, and Portuguese.
Okay. So Arabic is that's a pretty big. That's a blanket. I don't know that. Okay. So does Arabic cover all Arabic languages?
No. Arabic is specific.
Specific.
It's usually spoken by Muslims, if I remember right.
Okay.
Top of my head, because that's what the Quran is written in.
Okay. So they are speaking an Arabic dialect. So you're only catching a couple of words. The two men that are talking. The young lady, they're all of Arabic descent, and the young woman, she comes over. She's probably in her mid-20s, about 5'4", very long black hair, and she's moderately dressed. She's like, "Oh, hello, welcome. Can I help you?"
Is her accent like thick and she's struggling with the English?
No, it's just my accent.
Is your accent okay? Your face is frozen.
Yes, I saw.
Man. I actually, I keep looking for a talisman, one that could be used to focus the mind.
Oh, of course, we have a number of items. Please. And she reaches under the counter and pulls up a felt tray. And you can see varying crystals. There's a couple of crystals that are embedded in encrusted rings. She's like, what? And she goes through her sales pitch. She's not really heavy-handed with it. She's like, well, this one is been known to calm the mind, and this one is to help with sleep. This one, we've been told that it is to ward off evil spirits, and this one is to help you sleep. What specific, things are you looking to ward it away from?
So, I do have magic gloves. My mom taught. Looking at them, do they actually look like they do anything?
All right, so magic lore, I don't know that would apply in this specific, but
Maybe recognize enchantment or lore. Yeah.
okay. None of them. They seem like they've been handcrafted, but the crystals themselves look like crystals. You don't necessarily see anything that catches your eye, and they all have price tags. And she's just, it's like, so what are we trying to avoid? What are we looking for?
So I tell her that I'm trying to find a talisman that would help. What do you call himself? We're trying to find a talisman that would help a psyker focus his power.
A psyker?
Yes.
What is this?
It's like magic, but it's the mind instead of an eldritch force. I'm real nonchalant about it too.
No, I get it. From the corner of your eye, one of the first thing you notice, and this is all without having to make any rolls, first thing you notice is that the men had stopped talking. It's just like one of those things that your senses had dulled away as you're engaged in conversation with her, but the absence of any other sound in this place, except for a table fan that's right next to the register area, that was an oscillating fan that was going back and forth. The sounds of their voices completely stops. So, and with a quick glance, the gentleman that's the oldest of the two, probably around in his mid to late 60s. He's not talking with his compatriot, and he has his hand up, and seems to be just observing you. So he's like, well, I'm not exactly sure. Are you talking from like a shaman? I'm looking like it's someone. And the guy says something. She's like, I met a human. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Well, we are not allowed to sell any thing that can help any metahumans with their abilities. But she's looking out the window, like she's getting nervous, side to side looks. And then you notice in your sight line, the man rounds the corner and he comes up. He's like, what my daughter is trying to say is that we have been warned by the police to not help any special people because the threat of the violence and the crime. But and he leans over the counter as he got closer. How tall is Twitch, by the way?
Which, if I remember, he's about 6.
Okay, so he's just shy of
6'5".
Okay, so he's
80.
all right. He's just shy of 6 feet, and he leans over the counter and he's just cocks his head to the side and looks at your face, and he's just like, please.
I come in.
So he reaches over and he grabs he doesn't grab your ear, but he touches your ear, and he's just like, and he's talking with his daughter, and she's like, you are a meta human, eh? I see the point. Is it like super hearing or something?
So from where I'm from, I guess I would be considered meta. I'm a goblin, so I tell him, yeah, but no, I don't have super hearing or anything like that.
So it's a mutation. It's very, very interesting. It goes with your face. I like it. But we come with me. And he talks to his daughter, and she's talking with him. He's like, da, 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 da. And goes back around the counter to the door, lifts up the counter. He's like, come.
I follow him.
He said, wait. Disarm. It's like you have long coat. I don't,
So I pull out my pistol. I pull out the clip. I hand him the clip.
Okay.
I pull the chamber, pull out the bullet, hand him the bullet.
Okay.
I put my pistol back in the holster.
Okay. So
and I hand him my knife.
The girl's like, no, please. I take.
So give it a hug.
Just at that point, the dude behind the counter that was sitting and just watching this all goes down. He then as you get closer, you can see he has an AR-15 right across his lap, just below the counter.
What, the glass counter?
Yeah, no. Where he's sitting is where the register is. So there, it's a little obscured. So when you get closer, you notice that he had it just out of sight, and he's.
Yeah, I see it. It's like it's just an AR. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, okay. All right. So you head into the back room. So I'm gonna switch over to switch over to Emerald real quick. You guys hear me? Because it sounds like it's chopping.
Yeah, it's echoing, but I think I got my fortune teller.
Is what?
You're having reverb.
Oh.
Yeah, crazy. Because all of us are.
All of us are doing the reverb now?
Like when I speak, I can hear myself.
Yeah, everybody's doing reverb right now.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Do me a favor and hit fortune teller's mic off.
All right, hold on.
Why? What is my mic?
Somebody has a speaker at. Is anyone using a speaker
No.
or a phone?
Hello?
No.
Now it's not doing it. Now it's not doing it.
And my mic ain't even muted. So
Yeah, no, it's not. Oh, it's because every time it happened, your thing was registered. That's why I said to try
Okay,
it.
so like a
I
feedback
think you
loop.
just don't like me, Steve.
I like you enough.
Yes, I didn't know.
No, I'm
Dang.
not doing a voice app or anything like that. It's
Alright.
just the Zoom.
Okay,
No,
so
stop.
it stopped now, so that's good. You know what? Let me make sure.
Oh, and just in case when you were doing the reverb, I was on mute.
So asking feedback.
Yeah, it was, but now it stopped. I don't know what he did.
All right.
Yeah, that
I
was
stopped it, but it stopped.
He muted Dwight.
He's not muted.
Who?
No, he had muted Dwight. That's when it stopped.
No, because he never muted me.
Never got a chance to. It just stopped.
Oh boy. M. Night Shyamalan got another movie coming out.
Nevertheless, he muted him. Good luck with you, what you tell.
1 2 1 2.
Check
4 3 4.
Fucking calling him sleep.
All right, so Emerald. After a battery of tests, they determined that you're clear of contaminants. However, it's happening again. So I don't know if it's me or not.
You're
I
echoing.
heard it.
All right, give me a
Yeah.
sec here.
Filthy is one of your doctors. Wait a minute, you're not a doctor.
All right, I think because I had my my fan going, so maybe it was just picking up the wind.
Still doing it.
What is?
The reverb is just not as pronounced right now.
Yeah, I don't hear it. Does anybody else? I just want to make sure.
No, here.
Now it's clear now.
You don't hear Lewis sound like just a second off repeating himself.
No, it sounds clear
Oh.
now.
All right, we'll just work through it. Anyway, so M, you're there, correct? Because none of you guys have your cameras on, so I can't tell if you're here.
Unless that shows that I'm unmuted, I'm here.
Okay,
But yeah, I remember I was being
you're being decontaminated and examined.
yeah.
After a battery of testing and decontamination protocols that the borrowed the borrowed hazmat team from Artemis's parents determined that you're all set.
Okay.
All right. Let's see.
What's
So
going
with
on-
that,
what's going on with
once
the wound that I suffered?
I'm sorry.
The
Yeah, they
wound that I
determined that it was severe frostbite, and they were treating you for that. They don't understand how that happened, and the characteristics of your powers are such that they've never really encountered that, and you specifically have never really encountered that.
Right. By the way, you're echoing.
Okay, I'm gonna try that again. So, yeah, I think
Weird
it's
reverberation.
is it coming? It's not coming through anymore, right?
I don't hear it now.
All right, so I just muted you, fortune teller. I don't know what's going on with your mic. If you have us on a speaker, because it's
No, I don't got. Dude, I got headphones on.
no, because when I'm talking, I can see the voice indicator coming across on your side, which is weird. But anyway, all right. Like I said, we'll work through it. Now, again, and it might just be this music, but if it happens again, I'll just turn this off and use some other music, and then we'll try it that way. They're running some. So they're microanalyzing the fluid, and they're performing a robotic autopsy on the body. Your medical team is working on them. They're in hazmat suits with the oxygen tubes, and they're using robots to get at the body. They have it covered in a plastic bubble.
Mhm.
And taking samples and all that stuff. One of the things that your preliminary testing had showed is that there were microorganisms in that fluid that for some reason we're preserving that body from your light power,
Mhm.
and they can't understand why, but that's something that they're taking to examine a little bit more closely, and they may with your permission they may have to utilize outside resources that specialize in this type of biogenetics, because they just don't have the expertise at that level.
Sure, I have no problem. Do you have somebody in mind already?
Well, he has a friend. This is your doctor.
Okay.
Let's
What's my
name
doctor's name?
let's name your doctor.
Vinny Boomba.
Okay, let's name your doctor.
Okay.
Kevorkian.
No. I don't know.
All right, let's say
Still up on you.
Is it
doctor.
male or female?
You tell me.
Let's make it a female. Black woman. Her name is Marguerite Thompson.
Marguerite.
Such a white name.
That's actually a woman I know that watched the Broken Church.
Marguerite what?
Marguerite Thompson.
Thompson.
James. She's very black and very proud.
Sounds like a feminist. That's cool.
She was actually an educator.
So Helios doctor. Let's call her your chief resident.
Okay.
All right. She thinks that this is definitely something biological, and she has a friend that works at a at a bio lab. It's a startup, but they're using some innovative techniques to get at the mitochondrial level of substances and diseases. So she's going to engage them. She's going to try to quietly engage them, but most of they have to register all of their findings. So we're going to propose this as a joint effort, just to keep it under wraps for now. We don't want this. I'm imagining that you don't want this to come out.
No,
So-
not until we have more answers than we have questions. So, and if it does, because of course the media is already on top of us about everything else.
She's like, yeah, I don't really watch the news, but I've heard from a couple of my assistants that the things ain't looking too bad. They ain't looking too good. So now, Marguerite has she's from the South. She's from Georgia. So every so often her Southern accent kicks in. But
It's
for the
fine.
most part, she's
I'm Texan, so
Yeah.
it kind of speaks the same language.
So she was educated in Boston and got her degree in the Northeast. So her accent's kind of muddled, but every so often it comes through. Now, she's like, but she says it's strange though. It says from what I was able to gather, and she pulls up a tablet and shows you your workup. They did all kinds of scans. They did MRI. They did a PET scan. Everything to clear you of any infection, based on what their preliminary findings, the limited preliminary findings from the first victim, and what they got from the first victim, as she's explaining it to you, was just trace evidence from what she left behind. Now, and that's prior, and that's just as Noctum had pulled her back into his void to keep her from harming anyone else. Now, the issue that she's having to go through with you is that there's similarities in the structure of this DNA strand, and she pulls it up. She said, "This is yours." As you can see, there's the helix, there's the additional strand. There's the additional chromosome that would indicate you're a metahuman. There's a metahuman chromosome that closely resembles a normal human's chromosome that is attached, and that's how most metahumans are able to manifest their abilities. And it goes inside. It coincides with a triggering mechanism in the brain, and she goes to this section of the brain that isn't normally active in normal humans, but it's there. They initially thought it was part of the lizard brain, or that they call the what is is it Promethean? Either way,
Hypothalamus.
yeah. It's a part of the brain that it exists in every human throughout history, but as time progressed to where humanity is in its state now, it had shrunk down to the size of maybe a pea. In metahumans, it's about 10 times that size. And that particular gland in the brain is what regulates a person's abilities. It allows you to control them so that they don't necessarily destroy you internally. So as you can see, we were able to, there's text and text and text about the mitochondrial DNA of metahumans versus humans and what makes them different, how one person's abilities are different from another person's abilities, and how they're able to control it in varying levels. So she goes through this speech almost without thought to you being there. It's almost as if she's talking to herself. Then she looks at you. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to drone on, but here, she pulls up two.
It's fine.
She pulls
I
up.
probably understand some of what she's talking more medical.
Right.
She's talking more medical.
In medical terms.
I do have some science knowledge, but I'm not medically prone.
Right. So
yeah.
she's in and out on both aspects of the field. She has a double doctorate in microbiology, and she has a doctorate in medical. She has a medical degree. So which is why you hired her. Now she's showing you this. She shows you the helix, and then she goes to this specific liquid. She's the liquid that you came in, that they took samples from directly from you. So this is like if you look here, she shows you the DNA strand. Then you see the second clone DNA, the metahuman DNA strand, and then there's a third one it's almost as if it's copying both strands and combining them, which can't happen in nature. So something is altering your genetics, and my theory is it was part of what that black goo is, because you guys had described that goo is what's changing people, and we've seen video of people being exposed to this, and their entire makeup, their bodies are changing and they're becoming more monstrous. The only difference is that if it goes into a human that doesn't have the gland that's exposed to the metahuman effect, it overwhelms it, and that's probably, and she's theorizing that's why these things are monstrous and out of control.
Gotcha.
But here's the problem. It's just like, and this is the terrifying part. If these things were to get into someone like yourself, or someone like that weird psychic that you guys should never bring to this place.
Are you talking about fortune teller?
She's like, yes, someone with his psychic abilities, which all of his abilities stem from his mind, from his brain, his extraordinarily evolved brain. Imagine what this thing can do in that type of mind.
Right.
And again, we don't know if this thing acts as a virus or is being controlled. We don't know any of that yet. That's what we're trying to find out.
Here's my question. Would it be more viral or more bacterial? Because with my light abilities, it seems to retreat. Viruses tend to hold on to things and stay and are more tempered down, where a bacterial infection or bacterial, you can kind of like destroy it, or like at least, you know, separate it from whatever it attached to.
Is that, yeah, and that's a very good question, but the thing, that's what we're trying to find out, because it could be either or both. This is something completely new. We've never encountered it. And we need to understand it a lot better in order to be able to come up with some some counter agents, or anything, you know, a vaccine or something to increase increase the resistances to this, because it seems to be extraordinary. I mean, we already know that it's extraordinarily aggressive, and the effects are permanent, that we know of. So we need to, we just don't have, as advanced as this facility is, we don't have the specific expertise to get at this and crack it open on a cellular level.
Well, do whatever you can to bring in the person that you know to maybe help investigate this. I definitely appreciate you, sweetheart, for helping me out on this matter and checking me out. Now, my powers, the way my powers are set up, did I have it? You know, I was fine until whatever it was got through my defenses to revert me back. I basically explained to her the entire ordeal that I went through when I was, recovering the body. Up until that point, it seemed like, the goo, or we'll just call it the infestation, was kind of like not touching me. It was kind of like moving away from it. Like, what is it about?
That would suggest a sort of sentience, which is even more terrifying. Because if it's sentient, then it's neither bacterial nor viral. It's it could be a tailored biological weapon, or another life form that we're not fully aware of.
Something maybe even symbiotic. Something symbiotic that
please, the thought of that is just it could be any one of those. Each one is equally terrifying in its application, because if this is something that's being weaponized, all it needs is a proper host, and it may just be unkillable. If this thing can duplicate genetic strands on the DNA level, we may not be able to get. Not even your light powers may be able to stop it. So let's hope.
You have to think bigger.
Let's hope we can.
I already have the team working on something to maybe weaponize some of the technology that's in here that helps me rejuvenate my own abilities. We might have to think bigger at some point, I guess, as well.
Oh, well, I'll do my part, and we'll get right on this, and we'll figure it out. I mean, I'm confident that we'll figure it out. Her demeanor, the more she thinks about this, seems not defeated, but there's this sense of dread that you can see coming over her face. So if this is an engineered weapon, whoever conceived and crafted this is a fucking mad genius, and should probably have a bullet put in their head. I'm sorry, I know that goes against my Hippocratic oath, but no one should be able to do this to another person. And those poor children.
How you're feeling doesn't necessarily. How you're feeling about the situation doesn't necessarily mean that you acted against your Hippocratic oath. it's just a feeling. I get it.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Well,
my question for you all, my other question is with this thing, you said it takes over the body, so it basically becomes it overwhelms the body to the point where whoever the person was is no longer
whoever
that person.
the host is
Alright.
completely gone. We
Almost-
don't know what kind of how long the gestational period is. By all
Mhm.
accounts, it seems instantaneous, but we've recorded from what we've recorded, it varies from person to person. So maybe natural resistances, or it's on some sort of natural selection that it's trying to choose the weakest hosts in order to take over quickly. We just don't know. And if it's even a little bit sentient, that's and
That's a problem.
we need to warn the public. I'm sorry, but I think we should. But
I agree.
that's your call. But I
agree.
don't want to start a panic.
And
But
the
she's
whole
she's
point
like
of my-
that stuff that's coming out of that building. If that's anything like what I think it is, or what I'm hypothesizing, then it's everywhere, and we may not be able to stop it.
Transparency has been my primary concern for, especially with the public and the mayor's office, because they don't trust Metas already as it is. If we can stay on top of the information, even if people think that we're trying to hurt them, at least they'll have it. So if we can get in front of this, and defeat it, then at least the public is aware of what's going on. You know, everybody's gonna have their feelings about something that's happening. The question is, did COVID happen in this universe or no?
Yes.
Okay, and I used the example of COVID. I said, well, much like how when COVID hit, there were a lot of people who understood, what kind of aspects those things can be, but then you have a lot of people who, were just really against not just China but anybody who is Asian. All of a sudden,
Yeah, I don't know that that's a fair comparison, because this is not a virus. We don't know. That's the problem, and having the public speculate on what this may be, it's just going to cause it's going to cause the worst kind of panic. I don't know what we can do. The best that I can try to do for you and for this agency is to get that information as quickly as possible. So why don't I and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but my brain is going at 1,000 miles an hour just trying to wrap itself around what this could possibly be. We still have we still have the guard I believe his name is Robert, on the table, and we need to. I'm going to make a call to his family at some point today, let them know that he's gone, and figure out what we can do in order to get him cleared for burial. But right now, he's the only link that we have. Him and the fluid that you brought back are the only real concrete evidence that any of this is happening. Outside of what's coming out of that building, which I really strongly suggest that you handle. You got to get a handle on that.
Yeah, if I can't go back in there by myself. I'm gonna need a team with what I put them on to try to destroy whatever's in that building, so we can beat it back. Otherwise, because we have to get the people to cordon off that area and not have people in that area because that'll risk possible infection. We don't need suddenly a mass amount of people. It would almost be damn near like and I'm just going to use this, as a reference, right? It'd almost be like having a zombie attack all of a sudden, you know, like a Walking Dead thing. We don't do that.
It's like
I'm gonna talk to my PR team.
I've heard about that show, but okay. So I'm gonna do what I got to do. I'm gonna do on my end. I'll keep you informed.
Thank you, Marguerite.
Do you know where Noctum is? I think we should clue him in and the rest of the team as well.
I'm going to, now that I'm putting my clothes back on. I'm about to contact everybody to see what's going on now.
Okay, so do me a favor and roll a 20-sided die.
Do I need any bonuses or for anything?
No,
or no?
just make a 20-sided die. Okay. As you're putting on your clothes, you get a sudden wave of it's a mixture of nausea and euphoria. And she's just like, whoa, what the hell? And she stands back as you just like, you're like pulling up your pants and you almost fall forward. You catch yourself. And with that, and it's just like, oh my God. And suddenly you're like 4 feet in the air. She's like, are you all right? She's like, you nearly blinded me. She's like,
What?
I can't.
What?
Wait, just give me a second. Oh my God, my head. It's like, what was that?
I don't know. I did what?
It's like, why are you flying with with your pants around your ankles?
Freaknik.
You wanna get down maybe?
I float back down to the ground.
And she walks over. She
Shut
takes
it
out
down.
some gloves.
I sit back on the gurney.
She puts her gloves back on, and she starts, doing the exam, touching your searching for your lymph nodes, getting a pulse. And she's like, are you okay? Is that? It's like not. It's like your pulse is elevated,
I've never had that happen.
and she's like, your temperature seems to be up. And she goes back to her desk and pulls out a digital thermometer. She's like, open, and says that your pulse is severely elevated, and you're perspiring. Do you feel all right? You technically feel fine.
Right.
In fact, you have this feeling of like you drank maybe two straight Red Bulls. So you're like, you feel yourself breathing a little heavier, but like breathing a little bit more shallow but faster. But outside of that and the sweating, you don't feel any different.
I said, no, I feel fine. I don't know what that was. And I touched my side where I got stabbed.
Mm-hmm. And that wound, and she's looking at it. She's takes it down, and she's just like, what? And you're looking at it, and it just looks like a deep bruise now, and you barely even feel it. It's like, I didn't know you can heal that fast.
Neither did I.
I said, I just attribute that to maybe like my life. I've never had that kind of injury before.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually a first time even for me, knowing that I could do that. I just assumed that maybe, my aspect of, in a sense, the photosynthesis based on my light abilities allows me to possibly heal a little faster than most because I'm surrounded by constant light. But
she goes to her tablet. She's like, that wasn't in the chart here.
I've never experienced that before.
Okay.
Well, I've also
this may just
never
be a
been
side
injured like that before.
This may just be a side effect of your exposure. I need you to keep it. Any changes whatsoever, you need to let me know. And if you can
Yeah.
document any changes in how you're feeling, if you're eating, if you're eating less or more, anything outside of your normal behaviors, I need to know. See, this could be some hidden side effect that, of you being exposed to that, because you did have a significant quantity in your lungs.
Right.
Okay.
That's it.
So
So-
yeah, let's. I'm gonna take care. She's finally the secondary clearance of you getting out of the lab, and she goes to her desk and makes a call.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna move to Noctem and Sage. You're at Fort Hamilton in the office of Major Laura Zabel. She is the acting CEO of the base. Noctem, you had a private conversation with her, and to wit end, she's just like, all right, so you want to bring in the naked wolf?
I think we should take our leave now, unless there's something else you want to tell us. I do not want to draw more attention to the situation.
Second, agreed. So, she reaches into her wallet and pulls out her card. She's like, she writes, see that's my private number. So if you have anything, you call me.
I step back and nod. Actually, nodding doesn't. Yeah, I nod and I say, "Will do."
And she goes over to the door, opens it up. She looks out and sees you, Crimson Sage, like against the door, like, what's happening? She's like, all right, so I'm gonna have Sergeant Williams over there escort you. She's like, Sergeant, escort these gentlemen off the base, please, and just, she's like, just stay out of trouble, I guess. I don't know how that works for you guys. So, good luck.
Doesn't.
So now the question becomes for you two, what exactly are you doing?
All right, Sage, what is it you wanted to ask me? You seem to be really insistent on running up to this location. Why?
Is he even there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Understand, Malcolm, that my memories right now are jumbled. I recollect things out of sequence, out of order. I don't know if it's a byproduct of the time jump. I just don't know. But what I do know is that what's predominant in my memory is that mansion. Maybe because it's where it initiated back then, where they encountered these beasts, these transformed zombie uber fiends, or whatever you want to call them. The only thing is that they seem a little different. They don't. It's not much the variance, but one key thing is that there was a psychic element to them, supernatural element to them. I haven't brought that up yet because I'm still dealing with what's going on now. However, everything else has been on point. The infection, the rate of spread. I mean, if we don't get ahead of this, we've lost. It's like living The Walking Dead.
So you tell me, how are we going to get ahead of this? What are we getting ahead of?
Well, that's my point. That's the reason why I keep insisting on going over there.
No,
It was a major leap.
Sage, stop. Okay? This is not the Sage that I knew and worked with. You are a different Sage. And you are telling me that you have a bunch of jumbled memories that you cannot count on, and you want me to follow you wherever these memories take us to. So far, we have no strong leads, we have no real proof. All we're doing is chasing our tails. We're chasing ghosts here. We'll go to this mansion, and then what? What is it that you expect to find there that is definitive, that can stop this problem, that can lead us to Shepard, that can lead us to the Triple S?
Well, for
Think
starters,
militarily, man.
it's the last lead we got as to where his whereabouts, where the plane went. Huh?
He's not there. His whereabouts. Fine, you insist on going out there? Let's take this away from doing other things. This is not just about a wild goose chase, chasing after one man.
I mean, the only thing we can do now, honestly, is be able to fact find, dig where the money's at. Locate the importance of all these shell companies that they have. Where do they go to? Where's their origin? What final point? And that's going to take time, if we could even crack it. Because remember, on top of that, you still have that AI. So
at this point, I hold my hand open and I point in it. What will we find in that house that helps the situation?
Like I said, that was the original point where they encountered those beasts, the transformed individuals, hyperextended individuals that were zombie-like and extremely powerful.
Have you noticed that we've already encountered them here under space, out there? They're in the tower, swimming around.
That's my point.
I redact that. I don't know that part yet.
No, I'm saying we've already encountered it outside of there, right? But like I said, there's a variant. My only thing is this. From what I remember from my timeline, that was the starting point. Now, it may not be the starting point here, but if there's any parallel at all, there has to be information over there. There was when we were there, as far as linking the families, of which you guys haven't encountered yet. So I know that there's a lot that I'm asking for, because I'm not the same Crimson Sage that you deal with. However, it's frustrating to know what happened and not be able to do anything about it, because I don't know where to go here. I'm out of place. I'm out of time, which is the reason I reached out to you guys. Unfortunately, it became a shitstorm with those 4 kids. So
shitstorm the moment they gave us the information, even before that.
And I think that's where it started. That was done on purpose.
Sage, you want to go to this mansion? You want to go upstate? I'll take you there.
I mean, listen, we got Fortune Teller already there, right?
Fortune Teller?
They're on their way, actually.
Fortune Teller already there. I trust in their capabilities, but you're saying that you want to go there, that we should all go there. We're all not going there because there are multiple things happening.
And I understand that. But I mean, outside of what I remember that we had in hand, like there was a book, there was a broken amulet, there were other articles that were linked to that mansion, that were important in that timeline regarding this infestation.
Okay, Sage, I will get you there. You can work with Artemis and what's his name again?
Fortune Teller.
You can work with Artemis and Fortune Teller with your memory of what you saw there. I'm not going to stand around playing Scooby-Doo.
I mean, unless you have a better option.
Yes, I do. I have things to find. I have things to fix. There's
Okay.
a whole fucking list of things that need to be taken care of. And chasing around trying to find notes in bits and pieces is just one part.
Understood. Well, sure. I mean, I guess I'm more help over there than I am over here right now.
All right, so Lou, once we're outside the gate, I will activate the Wraith system, scoop him up, and start bouncing to get to that point. How far away is it from where we're at?
The well, it's a few hundred miles.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you guys can hear me? All right, hold on.
Did the discussion drop?
Sorry, I was muted and my camera froze.
Yeah, he was frozen.
There you go. My face, my beautiful face.
All right, did you hear what I said though?
Yeah. So there was the location itself. You're talking about maybe 5 or 6 hours by car. This is upstate from the city, and that would be maybe roughly about 400 miles. No, maybe a little bit more.
No, if you're driving the speed limit, it's about, if it's 6 hours, yeah, about 400 miles.
About 400 miles.
All right, well, I'm not driving.
Okay. So.
No, that's the distance.
Yeah, no, that's the distance. Now the issue is don't have an exact address, just an area. You can go to where they are, but there was a time difference, so they're still on their way. They're about halfway. They're about halfway there.
I thought we pulled up there.
No. I'm saying from when I got to you guys and you were already there. It's already in the evening. Right now, it's approximately 2 to about 3 p.m. for Noctum and Sage. So to get there, you would overtake them. So is your intent to go there, because then I can just sync it up and it wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, just go straight there to approximate area. I would communicate during the downtime, because I can only do it once every 15 seconds. You know, stop for a moment, check in with Fortune Teller and Artemis, get their coordinates, and stay on that track.
Okay.
Until meeting up with them and dropping off Crimson Sage, so I can get back.
All right.
To bed.
So how about this is what I'm going to do. The communication has to happen now, as they're pulling up to the location, and Sage. I'm sorry. And Fortune Teller and Artemis are having the conversation about this being what Fortune Teller described as a ley line, which conceptually is not hard to research. It's not hard to research, but it's hard to conceive of when you don't have that type of background. Now,
right.
This is a good segue into getting Fortune Teller and Artemis. You had pulled up to the house and started having that conversation. Artemis was changing into her combat outfit when the call comes across from Noctum, and he's checking in with you. So go ahead and do that, and I'll mute myself for now.
What's up, Noctum? How's New York?
Artemis, tell her. I wouldn't know. I'm not there right now. I'm on my way to you.
Or to us?
What
Why?
are your coordinates? I'm dropping off Crimson Sage. He says that place you're going to is familiar to him. He's been there before. And there's a major issue there. The woman, James?
Huh?
No, he's still there.
Did you hear what I said?
I heard everything you said. I'm getting dressed. Oh, okay. Not a problem. But right
Alright.
now, fortune teller is breaking down something he came across. Something. Fortune teller. It's a ley line. You said.
Yes. It's
Yeah. And
overwhelming.
this,
It's like a drug.
this he's,
This is it's
for the lack of a better word, he's jacked.
very concerning. Now, Lou,
Yep.
offhand, out of character, is it a ley line or a ley line nexus? And I would know if by the inrush of how much ISP extra I got.
Considering
You need to please put on your mic.
all right, can you hear me now?
Can't hear you.
Bro, turn on your
No.
microphone.
You're still
All right,
muted,
there we go.
bud.
So considering that you specifically have never actually been in either, you know of them, you know that what they can do potentially, but your actual experience with interacting with a ley line specifically or a nexus is limited to what you've read. This is your actual first experience with one. So it could be a nexus, it could be a ley line. You don't know yet. You don't know the difference.
Lou,
Yes.
can I make a skill roll?
Not while he's in my void.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. I'm
really
in
can't.
void. My bad. Never mind. Never
Use
mind.
a skill roll to see if I'm in darkness.
You can't do that.
Never mind. I forgot. I forgot. My bad.
Yo, it's like he tried to jump and Mike just open hand, just
Slapped
pushed
him.
back down. Just like,
It's like, you're
Put
in
that
the
back on the
void.
floor. I was gonna eat it.
Like, shut up, boy.
Emotional damage.
chill for me.
All right.
So,
Now we need a skill check. Darkness, 99%. You got it.
Lou.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to contact my mentor with telepathy.
With telepathy.
Now, when a psychic talks to another psychic, they can have full conversations and everything. I'm gonna see if through this ley line I could be able to talk to him.
The number you have reached. Call me now. Is not in service.
He talks to Miss Cleo. Who there? Who this?
You remember that? That was old, man.
Yeah.
Why,
It's,
why did that,
What's the name of
why did that sound like the mama from
That was
Waterboy?
what 2001
Yeah.
or between early 2000s, and then they found out she was a scammer.
Yep. Scammer as fuck.
For the first big time.
It's a good thing fortune teller's not fake Caribbean.
Steven?
Nope.
So
He's Swedish.
what's his name?
Volkov.
Gesundheit.
I know you can see my face, right?
Yeah, I know.
So you're gonna have to help me with that one. How do you spell that?
Volkof.
Volkov, like Nikolai Volkov.
Something like that.
What's his nationality?
Icelandic.
All right, and he's your mentor.
Yeah. He's crazy old.
All right.
He's crazy and he's old. Okay.
So
And
you take the chance and you do that. Just for that split second, Artemis.
Yo.
He's You can see fortune teller goes into not a trance, but closes his eyes, and he seems to be focusing. And just for that split second, there's like this crackle of blue energy that surrounds him, just really quick. It's like, and with that, you can see like a wave of that blue energy just going into both directions. Just like, it's like really quickly. It's like a phosphorus bulb. There's a.
What the hell?
Okay.
Let me know when I'm finished getting dressed.
Oh no! This is you're finished. You're not dressing like a stripper, so you're dressed. Now the fortune teller. You reach out. You have to initiate the conversation. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just trying to figure out my words real quick. So in Icelandic, I call him senior because that's how I recognize him.
Mm-hmm.
Senior,
Huh.
you there?
What's your character's name? His name
Magnus.
is Magnus. It's like Magnus. How's I can hear you. How is this possible? You are 1,000 miles away. What has happened?
More than that. This is my first experience, and the only one I know that would understand anything about this would probably be you.
What has happened? Where are you?
So, Lou, I'm gonna give him the coordinates, the longitude and latitude of where I'm at.
Mhm.
If I'm correct, that's what.
Longitude and latitude.
That I'm gonna give him that. I'm sorry.
That's right.
I'm gonna give him that because I'm not just gonna give him an address and like, oh, check Google. I'm not gonna do that. So, so I give him those coordinates and I say, I remember of discussing this and talking about it before. I am in the ley line.
You are where?
My only problem is I don't know if I am in the ley line itself or ley line nexus. Is there any way to know what I am in?
How
It's
did you?
exhilarate?
How did you find such a place? They are so rare as to not even exist unless you're standing in Stonehenge or the pyramids.
So I was tracing some clues on. Remember the gentleman that I gave you the photo on? I believe I am at his residence right now.
You're
And
what?
Is in
Why are you
Iceland.
there? That is not a good place for you to be, Magnus. We do not know the extent of these enemies' powers. If they have tamed a ley line or a nexus, they are extremely dangerous.
I
You
am
must
not into
leave
the-
there immediately.
I guess I will. Okay.
Point
Thank you very
of
much.
fact, he's normally paranoid and errs on the side of caution 99% of the time. Doesn't necessarily always make him right, but that's up to you to decide whether or not you're going to abide by his wishes. And again, he's your mentor, not your master.
Right. I call him my senior. That's why I never said master. I just said, but would you know? would you know of the type of inrush between the difference of ley line to nexus?
Of course not, Magnus. You think I would? You think I would keep that information from you? No, I would not.
Okay. I will get back to you.
But to be in such
I-
a place, that is amazing. But I fear for you, Magnus. You have already lost control a number of times. I have felt it. I have felt your power, your rage. It is quite dangerous if your enemies should focus in on it. They could use it against you.
I will.
You need to be careful, Magnus.
I will. I will concentrate on the methods of meditation that you have taught me and focus.
You always must be focused. Do not let your emotions take control. If they do, that is catastrophic for all involved.
I will keep in touch. Thank you.
Be careful, Magnus. I regret sending you to America. To America. I gotta get that. I've been practicing my my Nordic, American Nordic, but I'll get it.
I will be coming home soon.
See that you do, Magnus. We have much to discuss.
Thank you. So I'm gonna cut it right there. All right. I'm gonna look at Artemis.
I'm at the front door putting in a shape charge. Fire in the hole.
Artemis, if I was you,
So Artemis, there wasn't necessarily there's a gate from that road. It doesn't look like it's heavily fortified. In fact, there's just a chain and a really large master lock on it. But the road itself doesn't lead straight to a house. It goes in more into the wooded area, which becomes more heavily wooded. Now, to fortune teller, you would understand that what ley lines do is increase the density and the vibrancy of an area. So if there's a forest, that forest is
has PPE.
teeming with life and teeming with energy, and the trees are full,
Beautiful.
full and beautiful at their peak. That being said, that's also obscuring your ground level view of anything aside from this road, which becomes a narrow one lane, one track road.
Now, Lou, do I see him going to the gate to put a?
I know I was joking with the shape charge part.
But walking towards the gate.
I was joking with the
Okay,
shape
first
charge
of all,
part.
you need to say that up front
Yeah.
because we are talking about you and yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not
Impulse
putting no shape
control
charge
and
on the door.
Artemis do not go together.
Oh, no, I'm not putting a shape charge on the door.
Just
I am going to walk up to the door, look how dense and whatchamacallit
the gate
Woods
itself, and I mean you notice everything with the exception of understanding why it is. It is summer, and this the greenery is out in full. Birds chirping. There's wildlife here and there that you can see pockets of, but this
It ain't apple trees.
there's no fruit trees. It's mostly pine and not acacias. Those are Africa. Japanese maples. So there's a mix of really dense, colorful trees, and it's just if you would vacation here, like anyone would come here and be like, man, this is the spot. I want to build a cabin.
So, what are we doing? We going in?
Because fortune teller had called to you, and Noctum is already giving you the 401 that he's coming to your location. So you guys decide. You guys need to decide what you're going to do. While you're doing that, I'm going to go back to Twitch. Twitch, you are walking into the back room. He's like, and there's, he has a jeweler's table. So then you see the security monitors, and he's like, no, come this way, please.
Follow him.
And he
That
goes,
crap is for the
As I'm
tourists.
following
taking you to
him,
the good
like
stuff.
I follow him, I'm
Mhm.
looking around, looking up around the walls, and keep an eye on where shelf.
are you looking
so
for
far.
anything specific?
Just exit points.
Okay, well, the only exit point right now is the one you just came from so far. You go to the down a hall, and he has this secondary room that he has a key to. He fishes out a key ring, opens up this door. Before he opens the door, he touches it and he whispers a prayer. It's a Muslim prayer for guidance, which is unusual. And opens it, and at this point you can smell that. You can smell incense. It's spices, hints of curry, hints. It's like a Middle Eastern bazaar with those types of fresh, hard smelling spices as you walk in, and incense.
So okay. So now, this is more what I'm. This feels like more what I'm looking for.
So he says, "No, please come. You sit.
Yeah, I follow him.
You find he has a couple of stools, and they seem old but sturdy, well crafted. And the room is probably about 14 by 9 and 12 feet tall. All along the walls there are curios, there are stones, there's weird metals. You can see some weapons, some old Arabian weapons, some more contemporary weapons. He doesn't have firearms in this room, but it's like a bazaar of all kinds of curiosities. You could spend an entire week in it and still not go through most of what he has. So he says, okay. So you are looking for something for psychic, yes?
Yes.
Well, I have this. I have this thing. It is it is made of it's made of silver, gold, and he pulls out a satin satchel, opens it up to a brown lacquered box. It looks like a jewelry box. It's flat. It's rectangular, and he opens it. And you can see it. It's what they're called, where it's not a crown, but it's like a
diadem.
Yeah, and it goes right around, and there's it goes to a center with two circles with like 3 or 4 circles in its center where the forehead would go, and they're made of different metals. There's writing on them, and he said this is a combination silver, gold, or cadmium, and it can help with focus. He said, but very expensive. He's like, I give to you the 20,000.
Let me see how much I have. God, if I buy this, I'm not gonna be able to get the drug. So give it
Wait. Just one thing I must tell you. The previous owner, when he sold to me, he told me that this can't wear this for very long. You use it and you take a rest. If you use it too much, you have what you call the backlash. That's how you say. It's very bad for psychic.
You just use it in intervals.
Yes.
I got 40,000. You have anything I'm interested in this. This is nice. Do you have anything else that may that could be used on a more regular basis?
Yeah. Oh, this is a hold it. So he gets up and he walks across the room. You see him. He's looking. He's like, ah. And he fishes another pouch and he pulls out what looks like a hand-carved totem. It seems African, in that. Well, actually, it is African. So because you can tell the way that it's carved. And it's made of black wood with different color accents. It's hand painted. It's like this totem stores energy. And yeah. If you have to meditate. It's like I don't have instructions, but you meditate. And it stores life energy. It's known for good healing. It has healing properties. Okay, if you take for 2,000.
All right, I'll take them both. Now I just need one more thing. Do you have any raw crystal, strong, pure raw crystal?
Yeah. And he goes to this it looks like a small chest, a narrow chest, and he pulls it down, and he flips the latch, opens it up, and there's a pink quartz in the center, and then two other crystals. One is an amethyst type color. The third one is clear, but in the center of it, it has these it has like a cloudy essence to it. It's like he's like my cousin, he acquired this in Asia. He said these it's like he said they have. He said they magic. I don't know, but these are very, very expensive. It's like I don't know if it's like these. If you buy all three, I give you. I take 25K each, or 60 for the set.
That's a little heavy on my blood right now.
Then
But
get the hell out now.
I am certainly interested in the clear one, the cloudy thunder. How much would you give me for this one?
You give me 25, it's yours.
25, 40.
47. You're 7,000 short.
I am 7,000 short. I only got 40.
Unless you snap his neck and you take everything and just run out.
You know what? You should stop talking. You fucking encouraging murders.
I'm not encouraging you.
Let me see. What do I have? See, I don't got none of my mom's stuff. I paid for it, but.
Technically, he is a terrorist.
A
I'm not a
terrorist.
Not you, them.
Why are they terrorists? You fucking racist. Let me see. I can't afford all of them like that. I'm gonna have to come back for that crystal. I gotta wait for my stipend to come in, and that's not a month. We're only a day in the fucking month. Matter of fact, hold on. I get paid. May I call someone real quick?
No credit. He's like,
no. I mean, may I call someone real quick?
Okay. Who you call?
I'm calling my boss.
Float me 50,000.
Basically, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Can you float me 50 grand?
Who are you calling? You're calling M?
I'm calling Emmy, yeah.
Okay. M, call comes through. It is Twitch on the caller ID.
Tyler, what's going on?
Hi, how you doing? I went to go get something, and I'm a little short. Can you spot me 20,000?
Weren't you paid recently?
No.
That's easily disproved fact, by the way, Emerald.
Yeah, that's like the team,
Oh, I haven't. I'm
team
using
get-
my bank. I came with the 40,000.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just good. Good. I'm sorry.
I'm sure you get paid more than 40,000.
A month? A week? I wasn't even sure how much I did. Listen,
Actually, you haven't determined how much you're paying your people, so that's something. That's something you guys can work out now.
They're paid handsomely. You have it, unless you're blowing it on something.
Okay,
what's handsomely?
Let's narrow down to a figure.
Yeah, because right now we're not using abstracts no more. He's making me buy
All
things.
right, give me a second. I'm double checking the notes.
Yeah.
Agency salary.
We're paid handsomely.
Handsomely.
Doctors are cute though.
That means we get paid gazillion dollars.
We get paid handsomely. Handsomely is Chris Hemsworth. Taxes is Idris Elba. So
I got totally like I got 24 physical beauty. So if it's prettier than me, then we're getting paid pretty good.
prettier than you.
Yeah.
It's not millions, but I know it's.
I don't need millions. I just need. Right now, all I need is 20.
You probably have more than that.
Me and you some pretty bitches. All
Okay.
right, high five, Twitch.
No doubt. Spanish off, man. I gotta look good. Anyway.
Yeah, look that up. What would that be under, Mike? 'Cause
That's some of the organization stuff in Villains Unlimited. I'm going to that now.
In the end, I'm a little short. Can you lend me 20,000?
How much do I get paid, boys? You get paid handsomely. Oh, okay.
It's like, well, if handsomely was a number, what are we talking?
A can of Pringles and a Mountain Dew.
That's pretty handsome.
Not for nothing. Where I come from, that probably sounds like a pretty good deal.
Says big
As long as the Pringles are real and call the Mountain Dew. You give me synthetic Mountain Dew, I'll be mad. I had enough of that synthetic
It's
crap.
not even Mountain Dew. It's a no frills soda Mountain Dew. Instead of Mountain Dew, it's called Hill Rain.
Wow. Wow. I don't know what's worse, that or CNC Cola.
CNC Cola is good if you let it get ice cold.
Okay.
Oh yeah, don't act all bougie like you never had it before. Cut it out.
Negatory.
Cut it out, Mexico.
You are
Cut
a
it out.
liar, sir.
Cut it out, Mexico.
Liar.
Hey, what about RC?
Negatory.
RC's the shit. That's
Okay.
that's Canadian. That's why it's not really like.
Yeah. The reason why he doesn't have it because CNC.
Oh,
He didn't
Canadian?
have CNC in Mexico. It was SI and SI. That's the
Okay.
CNC Cola he had.
Okay, well, stop talking. Characters receive a weekly pay of about $4,000 plus most expenses. Agents will often get a 1d4 times $10,000 bonus for a successful or profitable assignment, as much as $300,000 annually.
Holy shit.
So according to that rate, he owes money.
So we're going to safely assume I have that extra 20,000 I need, or are you gonna give it
You get a weekly pay of $4K.
4K?
Yep.
So how long you been with the organization?
a year.
Okay, so I got it. If that's the case, because I started with the 40, and then he said I'm getting paid.
16,160, 192,000 for the year.
Yeah, that's gross. So net, you're probably looking at a little less, but not much.
But if he's not
much
from this
less.
world, how can he pay? How does he pay taxes if he's not from this world? What tax bracket does he go in?
Well, they have to
The
register.
alien tax break.
They
I
have,
have to register, and I would have.
They have to register the payments.
Yes.
Otherwise, that's
Yeah,
tax
I
evasion.
understand that.
So he is a registered alien.
That's how it works, usually, yeah,
Oh,
in these kind of scenarios.
Look, people who are
40%.
undocumented immigrants pay taxes. So why couldn't it happen to a dimensional alien from another world?
I'm just
Hold on,
asking.
hold on, I'm waiting for Dwight to chime in.
Yeah, the Republican, yeah. Anyway, So according to him, I have the funds. So I mean, I would have called him without knowing because I didn't know I was getting paid. So all right, so
Take it off.
That was the first thing we established.
yeah, but we didn't really have a long time.
We never really had to talk about it because
Yeah.
we've been trying to not die from black goop. But
Well,
yeah,
it's more like it wasn't
all of you
important,
get
so now-
money.
Okay. Now, so
Get money.
knowing that you have that cash on hand,
That much cash on hand, I'll buy you all 3 crystals.
okay.
All 3 crystals, the talisman, and the diadem.
All right. So what he does, he says that I must caution you. I cannot I do not vouch for the actual abilities. These are the things that I have studied, and my daughter is more the expert on this. But she is a terrible salesperson.
I don't know. I thought she was doing just fine.
Yeah. Okay. And you know, you look like a bit of a ladies' man. So don't touch my daughter.
Papa, I made a big sale. Did you? Yes, I sold all the crystals for 2,000. What?
So
Haram.
I'm giving them the 1 silver. They do seem to be genuine. Or should I want me to make a roll?
If you want to be 100% sure, make a roll. Otherwise, they do look genuine, and he doesn't seem to have. In your conversation, he doesn't seem to have given you the impression that he's trying to outright swindle you, even though he may have inflated the prices.
All right. Well, looking them over, I couldn't tell the difference. So I give him the money, like I said.
Allah, thank you. So, please, we do not need to be how you say. We do not need to be hub for people like you. You seem like nice boy, but we already have trouble before with police.
It's fine. I never been here. Don't even know who you are.
It's like, thank you very much. It's like come. It's like, oh, he's offers you some coffee. He's like, oh, it's better. He's better than American coffee, and he's
Yes, it is.
and he's going. He's just like he's overjoyed at the amount of money he just made in the last 5 minutes. So
I mean, I sit there and spend some time with him.
and he's talking with you and everything. You get a signal. You receive a signal on your HUD device, and first you don't. It may seem like a glitch because you've already talked to whoever you need to talk to. Then you look again, and you're like, what? And it's coming from the hold space.
Okay, so I can respond.
Which, by the way, should not happen.
Well, I did give Lilith access,
Yes.
so she could see everything I was doing, and she
Okay.
could hear everything I was doing.
All right.
So if it's her, then I know it's her. And
Yeah,
I'll let her,
reverse
I'll
that. So
respond.
then, yeah, that's you get that signal.
Because I gave her access on purpose. I said that in the chat
Mm-hmm.
that I was going to give her access.
Yeah, you're
so she
right.
could
I
see
remember now. Yeah.
But I could see it because I didn't want her to be completely closed off. I just wanted to keep her protected until I can get the program done for her.
Okay. Now,
So what is it she asked?
So it's just a signal for a conversation. But
All right,
that
so-
doesn't necessarily have to happen right now.
Right. So I'll send her a response to her, tell her that I'll be there in a moment, and I'll continue because she can see what I'm doing. So I continue with the elbow rubbing with this dude until he's satisfied,
Mhm.
and then when we're ready to go, I ask him, "Is there a back way out?"
Oh yeah. He doesn't bring you back to the front.
Okay.
Especially after the daughter comment and your response. She was like, not happening. You need to go that way.
Get your guns. Get your guns and your knife.
He's like, no, I'm not having this. No infidel babies.
You should invite the daughter to the Bang Bros event.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I guess maybe. Anyway,
That didn't go well for me, Khalifa.
Wow.
This is just getting worse and worse.
I do. As we're getting, as we're going out though, I do ask him if his daughter wouldn't mind to drop off my my clip and my knife into my vehicle that's in the front.
Oh yeah, with that he goes out the door. Yalla, yalla, and the after a couple of seconds, the other gentleman hands him your stuff. He's like, "No, please."
Yeah, so I take it, and then I thank him very much, and the possibility of there being future visits. And
it's like, you are a good customer. You come back. Assalam.
And with that, I go back.
All right.
Take a look at the road as I'm going back.
Mhm.
She wants to chat, so I talk with her on the drive back. I have Birdie analyze the crystal more thoroughly. How big is it? Like, how big of a chunk?
Maybe about. What am I looking at here? They range between 10 to 15 centimeters.
10 to 15 centimeters.
And about 6 centimeters wide. Between 6 to 8 centimeters and 10 to 15.
All right. I card them. I could probably get what, 2 lenses out of that each? 10 centimeters.
What else are you going to do?
They're small. They're small. They're real small. Okay. No, I'm gonna start on the way back to the penthouse. I mean, to the safe house.
Okay.
I'll talk to Lilith. So I asked her, "Are you okay? Everything's alright?"
It's curious. Why did you purchase those trinkets? They didn't seem to have any intrinsic value to yourself.
So I explained to her what the diadem should do. I told her that one of my teammates seems to have a temper problem, and I was hoping it would help him focus better his powers.
Is he not in control of his emotions?
Yes and no. Humans are funny that way.
So what would the metal, what would that metal coronet do to does it have properties that would tamper with his mood, his inflection, his ability to regulate his emotions?
Well, the diadem in itself would be a metaphysical device to help him focus his power. So it'll be like giving him a lens to beam a light through, to make the light stronger, which is what I actually going to do with the crystal. Make lenses to make beams of light stronger also. But that's a more physical nature, while this is a more ethereal focus.
I do not sense Noctum. He is far from you.
Yes, he's taking care of business someplace else far away.
It's disconcerting that I do not sense him.
It's distance. Humans in general are individuals. They're not in a hive mind or anything like that. So they're not always connected to each other. Although if I needed to speak to him, I can always call him and talk to him. Would you like to speak to him? Are you concerned about him?
I do not wish to disturb. It seems as though he wishes to be anonymous, to be off the grid, as the term is utilized by your people.
Well, the people here are a little more disconnected than I am. Where I come from, everyone is connected to everything or to something in one form or fashion. While the people in this reality aren't so connected to that level yet.
It is disconcerting, the level of disconnection and chaos that humans have.
Yeah, but they get over it. They manage. I mean, the chaos that I come from, even being connected, it's no better, to be honest. And the connectivity that we have there can be more of a detriment sometimes than a benefit.
Very well. I will remain here. And I thank you for allowing me to see.
You're welcome. As soon as I am done with delivering the packages and working on the crystals, I will start working on your program to protect you. And from there, we'll see if we can give you some more access.
That would be acceptable.
Is there anything I can provide for you for now? Do you need more information? Is there something you want to look up more?
I wish to understand your biologicals, history, your race, your kind. See, you are different from them. You said you came from another world. How is that possible?
Oh, that's again, that's something more metaphysical. It's kind of hard for me to explain. I don't have too much of a library on that. But if you just want to know more about humans in a biological sense and stuff, I can provide for you that. That's easy.
That would be acceptable.
So I'll give her access to my medical books and stuff.
I will review and reach out with any more questions. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime.
With that, signal goes. Now you're heading back to Safe House, not the Lighthouse.
Yes.
Safe House. Because you already know where the Lighthouse is now.
Right. So I will go back to the lighthouse. 'Cause that's what the work machine shops, everything is.
Okay. At the Lighthouse, Emerald, that sensation came and went, but it was a little disconcerting, and you're dealing with enough as it is. The staff, your senior level staff, with Tim coordinating, they're all hitting you with different information, reports, requests for information. There are a number of government officials that are reaching out to get more information as to what's happening in your building. Mm-hmm. There are, and the one that's the most concerning for you, his name is Roger Salazar. He is the Deputy Director of Homeland Security.
All right, hold on 1 second.
So he's like, I've been ducking Director Salazar for a while now, and he really doesn't want to hear from me again.
I'm trying to. My notes.
Can you hear me? Okay. He's like, I
can
think.
hear you. No, I can hear you. I'm trying to look for my notes.
No. The mic went out for some weird reason. He's like, I think maybe a call is in order, considering, and he gives you as many specs as he can. They're operating with some drones for the building. to give you a active line of sight. The water had receded down to the 6th floor, and by water I mean liquid.
The goop.
Yep.
Yeah. His name is
And-
Director Salazar.
Yep, Roger Salazar,
Roger Salazar. Hold on.
Deputy Director of Homeland Security. Now, they've already cordoned off that area, closed the streets to traffic, pushed back all civilians. The issue now is whether there's just too many calls for whether or not there are any civilians still left in that building. And so far, your team has assured all principal parties that the building was fully evacuated.
Right.
However, they're running. They were running facial rec, and for at least 30 minutes of video that they were able to obtain somehow of the people that entered into that building, and from street cameras that were in the area, and they were able to ascertain at least 15 people that are still MIA that have been that they're trying to account for, that went into your building and never came out.
Gotcha. Do we have the names of those people?
Yes, and they're not necessarily people that work for you, but
There were people that were inside my building.
they were in the lobby at the time.
Okay. Do we have any footage of the people that they're asking?
They sent over footage, yeah,
Okay.
and
Um,
I'm not gonna. We don't need to go into the minutia of those 15
no,
people, but
no.
you get
Obviously,
my
I'm just-
meaning.
obviously, I'm just
What they're
doing- yeah.
trying. Tim hypothesizes, and he's like, this is not my thing, boss. But I think they're trying to shut us down, and they're using this and everything else as an excuse.
Absolutely. They've been trying to shut us down, Tim. And we're obviously we're trying to make sure that we don't get shut down.
He's like, oh, and your mother wanted me to give you this message.
Okay.
Message
at it.
is a very call me all caps.
Okay.
But he's like, she left this while you were you were in decom, so I didn't really want to disturb you. But she's left several of these, and they started in lowercase.
Okay.
If you get my drift.
Yes. I'll address my mother in 1 second.
Is your mother white or Mexican?
My mother's Mexican. My dad is the rich Texan.
If you get to know caps in Spanish, then you know you're really in trouble.
Oh yeah.
It says, "Llámame ahora."
No. It's when you get your full name.
Yes, your full government. Llámame ahora.
Plus your confirmation name added into it.
I basically, the steps that I'm going to take is, what's my PR lady's girl names again?
Scapegoat.
That's funny. You guys have to have written it down. I don't have it in front of me. You in fact gave her.
I thought we did that. I think it was like Laura or something. It's all right for right now. Well, I contact her.
Yeah, it was Laura.
Yeah, I contact her, let her know what we need to do to step up more transparency, and I explained to her all the conversation I had with Marguerite, right? So I need to have another press release to be drafted about what's happening, and any further information, and we distribute it to the authorities to help push forth the investigation and anything else that will help alleviate public opinion about what's happening, that we're on top of it and we're working alongside the authorities to quell the situation. Then regarding the director Salazar, he was trying to find out the information about the people that were inside the building, correct?
No, he just wants a meeting.
Okay.
He didn't specifically state what, but
Okay.
Deputy Director of Homeland Security.
Get in touch. I have whoever's on my team that I would.
Yeah, because Homeland has the umbrella.
Right.
NSA.
I would have whoever it is that would coordinate that. To contact him. Obviously, he can't come here. I have to meet him. I have to meet him somewhere. So he can set where he wants to have.
He's currently at the FBI field office in New York City.
Okay. I'm gonna contact Noctum to find out where he is. I might need him in on this meeting. Noctum.
Go for Noctum.
Where are you and what's your sit rep at the moment?
You're
as
about
far as
one teleport away from their position.
Okay. Okay. We're being Director Roger Salazar from Homeland Security wants to meet to discuss something. Are you available to accompany me, or do I have to do this one on my own?
I'm dropping Crimson Sage off. I was planning to go to the lighthouse, but I'll meet you wherever I need to.
Okay. So as soon as I have where we can meet the Director Salazar, I'll get back in touch with you and we'll meet. We'll reconnoiter at the location that I give you.
Copy.
All right. Then I call my mother.
Okay, so that's a separate conversation.
Yeah. But that's all the things that I'm doing.
Okay.
That's all the I hopefully hit every mark that I can do before I call mom, because mom's gonna give me an earful. But there's something I actually want to do.
Which is?
I want to contact my brother.
Okay. And your brother is?
El Chapo.
Wow.
You are dumb.
It's in my I don't know, do you still have my file of contacts, Lou?
Oh.
You want me to send it to you again?
Is it in your character sheet?
Yeah. Well, I sent multiple sheets, so I don't know. I'll send it to you again if you need to.
Okay.
If you need to.
Well, so the purpose. So then your brother, you're gonna contact him to do.
My brother is also a super.
Okay.
And his powers are similar to mine.
Runs a building on Fifth Avenue.
Yeah. No, he doesn't live in New York. But he flies fast enough that he can get here. I don't know where he's at though. Maybe more than one person with our abilities can help out, and if something happens to me, he might be a decent backup. I'll just send that. It doesn't have to be for. I will.
Well, walk me through who we're talking about.
His name is Speedstar. He's I'm trying to send you the info. I'm trying to. How do I do this again? Jesus Christ.
Speedstar.
Are you sending it on Discord?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it.
You're in an accident, and your insurance needs to be there fast. Get Speedstar insurance.
With Allstate.
Guaranteed.
Wait, I'm trying to find. Where do you do? I'm on my computer. I never usually share from my computer. Where do I share from my?
Oh, you just dropped the file in your
Allstate gives you good driver check.
Discord.
Oh.
Speedstar gives you good outrunner check.
Just
You
put
can
it in
outrun a state trooper.
Put it on your
Speedstar
channel.
beat it.
Okay. Hold on a second.
Llámame Ahora, Angelica Emerald Austin.
Está jodida.
You in trouble.
It's about to go down.
Okay, so you guys.
Thinking about a digital chancla.
Digital
Wow.
chakra. With that final teleport, you appear. Fortune teller, you were walking towards Artemis, just as just as Noctum and Sage appear. And his Sage comes out of the void, just a little more than disoriented, because when you go into the void, you're in stasis. So you were in 1 second here, another second there, understanding the principles of teleportation. His particular version of teleportation is unnerving.
Question.
Yes.
Traveling in his form of teleportation, would that trigger my character?
No, because he put you in the void first. So the teleportation doesn't necessarily trigger you. It's just it's the sensation of being put into that type of a stasis in that type of a place. Your heightened senses were acutely aware of your surroundings, but it was as though you were partially awake through the process. But once you come out, you just like that. You have to shake off the
why
cold.
I asked.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You have to shake off this cold sensation. Once you get there, though, the scene itself is right out of Alice in Wonderland, in the sense of you get that sense of vertigo. Like when the environment shifts in your eyes, the environment is shifting slightly, distorting in its dimensions until that sense, that headache sense. Not headache sense. There's a rush of blood that goes to your head like an ice cream headache, and it takes you a few seconds to reorient yourself to your surroundings. And you can see just ahead, maybe about 60 to 70 feet ahead, there's a wrought iron gate with a dirt road. Their car is parked maybe 50 feet from that gate. And Artemis is at the gate, her back to you. Fortune teller is looking at you, and he turned to look at you guys and when you arrived. So, go.
All right. So, go. How, are you on me?
Are we going in?
Go to someone? Are you on me, or we're gonna go with someone else first?
You're all there, so you can. Let's start with Noctum because he arrived first.
Okay.
So I show up, let Sage out, and I look at him and I say,
You're on your own.
Stay in contact.
So, after I get my bearings, I nod. I'm like, okay.
All right, and with that, Noctum teleports away. Told you I was going to find a teleport sound for you.
One they have for X-Men 97 for Nightcrawler is pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I like the one from X-Men: The Last Stand.
Yeah, that
so,
one's good.
Looking around with my experience, what are the defining points to the landmark? In other words, what I'm looking at right now, with the experience that I have, can I determine what fortune teller already knows, and can I expand on that?
Okay. So you have lore magic?
I have principles of magic, which is the same thing.
Okay. So is there a percentage for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Please make that roll. What is the percentage?
I have the base percentage, which is at 98. It's at its max. But the one for that type, I believe at my level, it would be 70.
Okay. Make that roll, please.
Give me 1 sec.
So, fortune teller, are we gonna go in?
Yeah, so you turn to say fortune teller, and there you see Sage
Ooh.
looking from left to right,
Okay, so
and
I got it.
looking along the ground.
Barely.
All right. So you definitely can tell that something is different because of the way that the land feels and your initial aphasia when you came through. To the left and to the right of the road, there are trees that are growing in a straight line as far as your eye can see, to the left and to the right. That's your first. With that roll, that's the only thing that sticks out right now. Trees don't grow that way unless they're, and these are old trees, by the way. They're not fast growers. They're old trees.
Okay, so, I mean, with that roll, can I make a determination that at the very minimum,
you're at the very minimum you could be.
Okay. The only reason I'm asking is because of the experience of how I built the character. This is specifically what I look for when I hunt the demons down. So I'm familiar with this. I just don't practice. I don't have the ability to practice the magic.
Yeah. I get you, and that's why I'm saying that because your role was way close to them.
It is still
to failure. You're not going to. The way I'm going to gauge it for certain types of roles, the closer you are to the failure point, the less information that I'm going to give you, at least initially. You get? Does that make sense?
No, but okay. I understand what you're saying. I just don't agree with it, but it's fine.
Right, because it's you. So I get it. Now, you guys are all there. Artemis did ask the question, are we going in? He popped the lock. She popped the lock. Easily popped with either her strength or just a standard set of lockpicks.
Not yet.
What are we waiting for?
If we do proceed, we're gonna have to proceed with caution. This place.
What is what sky is blue?
This place reeks with magic.
We are not going in yet.
So what now?
Questions.
I said that if we proceed inside.
No, not you, fortune teller. Why are we not going in? What happened?
First, I'm gonna look at Sage. Can't really read my face expression because of my mask, but
and vice versa. Sage is wearing a mask.
You're not from this time. Do you know anything about this place?
Yes.
Well, like you Americans say, spill the beans.
That's hilarious.
Again, if we go inside, we tread with caution. This place reeks with magic. And by the looks of it, it's not anything.
These
are not parlor tricks. This is old magic.
Okay, so maybe you don't know exactly. Maybe you do. This is not about just magic. We are what it's called. Like I said before, Leyline. It is literally an energy conduit that wraps around the earth. There's multiple of them.
Fortune teller. I get it. This is what I'm trained for. This is why I'm telling you that this place is extremely dangerous, and we proceed with caution if we go in. Now, all I can tell you about this mansion that's up the street, up the road, is it was a pivotal point in my timeline regarding those things that we just encountered. Okay. Now, One thing. Now, one thing I will tell you guys right now is and I haven't confirmed it yet because I haven't encountered one similar to that yet. At least at the moment, I may not even realize it. They also do possess a psychic component. We called them then psychic wraiths. Okay?
All
They're
right.
extremely dangerous, and their whole purpose of being is to make people like you and people with powers succumb to them, take them over.
All right. So before we go in, I need you to watch my body.
Mm-hmm.
Before entering that gate, I just want to have a glimpse of what it looks like in a different version. Can you do that?
Come again?
Am I low? Am I talking real low, or did you?
No. I
Maybe
just
he
missed
just
that
needs
last
you
part
to.
for some reason.
Okay. Yeah.
Can you be able to watch my body while I take a different look at our surroundings?
In other words, you want to astral project?
Would you even know what astral project is?
Yes. I've encountered it a few times with Quan, and I've had to look over his body. So
He
yeah.
just directly asked you that very question.
That's why
Yeah.
So, okay. Yes, I want to see
All right.
what's on the other side of the gate before we
I
enter.
don't know if you can hear this, but
Very-
you s-
I tell him
you
very
start.
well.
There's
However,
you all. I'm going to interrupt. You all hear the sounds of what sounds like a helicopter approaching.
Which way?
that might be the Colonel. That was
It's-
the rest of what I needed to tell you
It's
guys.
coming in from if you oriented with the gate is north, so it's north. Right is east. Left is west, and back in the other direction is south, obviously. So it's coming.
Alright.
It's coming in from the right. It's coming in from the west. By the sound of it, it should be. It's either going to be at your position within the maybe about 45 to 50 seconds.
Question real quick, Lou.
What kind of copter is it? Is it military or private?
Doesn't sound like a military helicopter.
I zoom in.
Okay, is there any way of hiding ourselves, or there's?
There's plenty of foliage.
So we're just gonna. I'm just.
Don't say
gonna
we.
go-
You could talk about your.
I'm gonna tell them. I think we should just walk under these trees so that we're not being seen.
I hide in one of the trees, up in one of the trees, in one of the branches.
Okay. So
Since you said the foliage is kind of freaking obscuring on the ground, and it's probably going to be tough to move.
everything but your car.
Hold on. I'm going to move the car into which we're going to use concealment. Do I have concealment? Let me see this. Yeah, I should.
Camouflage, concealment's a very different skill.
Camouflage. I use camouflage.
Do you have camouflage?
I'm going through my skills right now.
If you don't, it's just the base roll. What are you doing, Sage?
Hold on, because I might be assisting him with that.
Okay.
No, I do not have camouflage. I got every damn near military freaking what you call it.
Hope you got swimming.
Oh, I definitely got that. Come on.
You drown one character, and all of a sudden,
I definitely got swimming.
and you almost drown, the leader of the whole group. Almost.
Who almost drowned the leader of the whole. Camouflage base is 35.
Okay.
I've drowned at least 2 characters as GM, so yeah.
Does Sage have camouflage? I'm going to go with no.
Nah,
Okay.
I have detected, but I don't have
35.
Okay, 35 is your roll, and with Sage helping, I will bump that up to 45.
Oh, 35 it is.
No, I mean the roll's going to be 45 or less.
I made it.
All right. You're able to move it and camouflage it as best you can, and then you finally get a sight of it as it flies. It doesn't fly directly over you, but it penetrates the tree line where you can see it. It looks like a civilian helicopter. It's
Any company symbols on it?
no, none whatsoever. And then it goes. It's going north, and then it goes out of sight.
Look,
Yes.
use the telescopic on the MOH that I have built into the mask
Mm-hmm.
to get a closer look at if I can identify the pilot or anybody else that's on board.
From that angle, no. You don't even. It doesn't even have any tags, and it has no lights. You know those
No, I'm not
running.
looking for the tags. I'm looking to see if I can actually identify the pilot.
I get what you're saying, and I just answered it. So I'm also adding a little bit more context. So
Okay.
with the direction it was heading in, you have no angle to be able to look inside the cockpit or the passenger side, and no one's looking out a window. But it's also heavily tinted for the passenger side, and there are no running lights. It's completely it's black, and once it goes out of sight, it's out of sight, and you don't hear it. You don't hear it after a few
While I'm
seconds.
looking, since I can't identify, I'm not at an angle to identify any faces or anybody that's inside, like a visual.
Yep.
Switch the thermal to count how many bodies are inside.
4, not including the pilot and the co-pilot.
6 to them. All right. All right. So there's 6 in there, guys.
I'm going to add a little to that. One of the heat signatures was about 40 degrees hotter than the other 5.
40 degrees hotter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Kill him or her.
So that's
first.
a meta. Or one of those things captured. Or being transported. I don't know. And I turned to a fortune teller. I'm not like fortune teller. I understand you want to use your astral projection, and I know you're confident in your abilities. So was one of my partners from where I come from. But I will tell you this, even in that form, tread with extreme caution, because every time he did it, he came back beat up. And I'm not talking about like, exacerbated or short of breath. I'm talking about bleeding. Whatever these things are, they're even able to affect you in that state.
So, Lou,
Mm-hmm.
nighttime yet?
Yeah, sun's down over the horizon. Sky's still lit, but there are shadows that are extending, obviously.
Oh, and guys, last thing. We just found out that there may be coercion with the colonel at the base that we dropped off Shepard, and with the Snake Syndicate, because Starkwell and him looked like they were bosom buddies.
Yep.
And a picture that was in the office.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about just a normal picture like a photo shoot out. No, I'm like they know each other.
So
like
Lou,
that's the,
They've been playing golf together for the past 6.5 years.
something like that.
so
No,
Lou,
it is that.
Yeah, hold on. Go ahead.
I'm gonna pull out the picture that I got.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the house.
Sage, do you know this gentleman right here?
Do I? Does it trigger a memory?
It does. It triggers a really vile memory of him standing over you, and you hear the words. You hear the words. The person in that picture. You hear the words. I did warn you, didn't I?
So, in that moment, they can't see my facial expression, but my body language completely changes to almost if it were I were in an immediate panic attack. like startled. Um, Something that would be unusual to those that would work with me because of being battle-hardened. But in that moment, I guess I'm not in the best position, and he's probably dealing a killing blow at the moment. That was going. I'm not quite sure what the whole scene is, but I'm guessing that's the effect I'm getting, like fear.
Okay,
What the
so
hell's wrong with him?
I'll expand it. So once he says that, as he's standing over you, your mouth's full of blood, your mind and your body is full of pain. As he turns a dark figure, you don't see any. It's huge. It's hulking. There's just a Cheshire-like smile and reddish gold eyes as it stands over you and lifts its foot. Then at that point you hear a growl and that's when Shiori jumps towards him, knocks him back, and you're able to get up, and she turns to knock you into the portal as this hulking figure grabs her with its enormous hand, grabs her by just under the shoulders of the front two paws, and you can hear the snap of her spine, as you fall through the portal.
Yeah, so it would be a whole mix of emotions: rage, fear, hopelessness. My body is literally in that moment. They can't see my facial expression because of the mask.
But the body trembling.
I might even be hyperventilating right now.
I need you to roll versus insanity.
I notch an arrow.
Come on, James. Already.
You're just the worst.
Am I? Am I?
All right, that's a 2 on that roll.
Yeah, that's a 2.
Trickle, trickle. That's a little word.
It's a trickle.
First drizzle, now trickle.
You are dumb.
It's okay. He's got a plus 18 to save.
No.
Mike said a plus 18.
All right, in that moment, you can over his rebreather, he's like,
Slap the shit out of him.
Breather?
Focus.
yeah, and
Slap the shit out of him.
he's just like takes both of his blades out. He's like, no, she, and looks up at both of you.
I'm going to hold him right there with telekinesis.
I pop 2 in his hand.
Just as he's you noticed it immediately. Your danger sense, in fact, triggered it.
My hackles.
Yeah, and the hackles. You're both like, what the fuck? No! And he was just about to leap towards you when you hold him in midair. He's like, ah, ah, ah.
I said calm down.
Do I not shoot him in his hand?
Left him like a bitch.
Do you want to shoot him in the hand because he's prone, and that would not necessitate a roll. By the way, I'm putting in a picture in roll 20 of the Colonel and Starkwell. These are not accurate. It's just so that you can
That's
get
cool,
an image.
Now,
That's cool.
Lou, is the guy in the picture one of them dudes?
The Colonel is to the left and Starkwell's to the right. This is how I already put Starkwell's picture up, but this is how the Colonel actually looks. I just haven't been able to get Midjourney to get his picture correct.
Is he still hyperventilating?
Well, he's having essentially a PTSD style attack. You can recognize this.
Yeah, and then there's only one thing to do. I slap the hell out of him as hard as I can.
Okay.
Snap out of it.
You're gonna share to Nicolas Cage, slap him out of it? Was it Moonstruck?
Yeah. Yeah, Moonstruck. Put the bunny back in the box.
All right, so that's the Colonel in his combat fatigues.
Nice. You know how I could picture
Lou,
the Colonel?
the midjourney.com,
Yes.
and it's got like a weird like page that comes up?
Oh, you're
No,
you're on the web.
website
You're on the
doesn't
website. That just gives you a snapshot of what people are working on. Yeah.
No, but when it
No,
comes
but
up, it's
actually, I
like
got the
it's
offer
the
now.
journey is
They,
like nothing but like letters and stuff
Oh,
floating around.
like the Matrix. Yeah, that's
Yeah, and then
yeah.
you gotta sign in or join the beta or whatever.
that's the,
Correct.
yeah, that's the beta. But you got the alpha now that you can actually work on the web page, on the website.
Yeah,
You
but
know, like a picture playing the evil
we
Colonel.
can talk about
get
that.
a-
We
get
can
a
talk
live
about it
action.
after.
Yeah. I was just asking. I'm doodling. Doodling around while you guys are talking.
Okay.
Josh Brolin is the evil Colonel, voiced by Josh Brolin. All right, I'm slapping the hell out of him.
All right. After, I mean, you're slapping the hell out of his mask, but the effect is, it does jostle you. Just it snaps you out of it, just enough so you can catch your wits. When you look, you're being held, and you're just like you're struggling out of it, and you're just like. With that, you can like in Charles Xavier fashion, fortune teller is just holding you in midair. So all of that finally sinks in as to what you're doing, because you didn't have your blades in your hand just a second ago.
If you're gonna lose your shit out here, you're gonna stay in the car.
That's hilarious.
You can let me down now, somebody.
Can we?
I'll let him down.
Okay.
I cracked my neck. I sheathe my swords.
I put the
I
picture.
go, I go into the lotus position, and I just start to breathe. And I'm just wait for
Yeah.
whenever fortune teller decides to want to go in.
Back to question number one. Are we going in?
Waiting for your heart to stop beating a million miles a minute.
I'm gonna look at Artemis and I'm gonna go, well, I guess he does know who the person is in the picture. So so before we go in, give me a minute. I want to see the area from outside. This is not
Alright.
a normal situation.
Are you hungry?
Well, you could eat. I got to take care of this.
No,
So-
I'm asking, are you hungry? When's the last time you had some blood?
Oh,
I still
you-
got one more pack.
Yeah.
I still got one more pack.
What you notice is that you're not hungry at all. In fact, you have never
Eating
been.
off the PPE. in
You
the
have
area.
never been as not hungry as you are now.
So I'm gonna sit down, and I'm just gonna go into my concentration, meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna watch guard over the bodies.
To jump into
He's gonna
astral projection,
Mm-hmm.
and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna float up outside, not going past the gate, and I want to float up a little bit high and just see the area, and I want to see what it looks like on the other side of the gate, or is it something that's just blocking me at all? Like
Okay.
I don't know.
What, you
That's
mean,
why
like
I'm
like
jumping
a
in.
barrier or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking more of a dome or something, and I'll know if it's either magic or if it's ice or if it's psionic, like a psychic dome, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see, because when you go into the astral projection, you're like in the astral world, but in that world, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm aware.
I don't have to explain it. So
I'm letting you talk. I'm not saying anything. Okay. I need you to roll a 20.
4,
Don't worry about it.
Who, both of us?
No.
Oh,
5.
Okay.
Oh my sweet Georgia.
So he goes into his meditative trance. Normally, people who aren't psychically attuned or magical nature will never see an astral projected being unless they want to be seen. In this case, he is seen. It's eerie because it looks like him, but it's not him. And his
I
spectral
toast him.
form. So his spectral form. As a matter of fact, I will need for both of you guys to roll horror factor.
I'm meditating.
Oh, then yes.
I'm not seeing him.
I need you to roll a horror factor.
All right, cool. So,
I'm in my Zen moment,
Artemis.
so I don't flip out again.
the harder factor. Oh, cool. Say roll versus horror factor.
Correct.
Here we go. Yep. I got it.
What did he
Okay.
say? He's like, bitch, please.
So once he comes out, you just like your initial reaction is to recoil, to move away. So
Put an arrow
you
in.
just take that and you knock an arrow. It's all in your combat reflexes. Even knowing that even if your conscious mind would know that your arrow probably wouldn't do anything, you just do it out of habit. And once he comes out, his entire body it looks like a zombie. Like it's not human once he comes out of his body. And because you can't see his face or anything like that, you can't contrast it, but you've seen his face a couple of times and it doesn't look like what you're looking at. And once he comes out, he just expands and just gets bigger to where he is maybe 3 times his body's.
Are you skipping a little bit? I hear you skipping.
Yeah, that's. Can you hear me better now?
He's
Yeah.
reverbing.
Okay. So once he comes out of his body and expands to just distorted proportions. The proportions
That's
similar.
20 feet.
I'm sorry, what?
Because I'm 6'5".
How tall are you?
6'5". So
Yeah.
if I'm 3 times,
Yeah. So that proportion is just horrifying in itself, and the illumination it's like a bright LED light. And once he achieves his full height, then you remember that those blue shimmers that I described earlier. Now you can see the ley line. It's becoming more and more bright as it expands through the tree line from the left and to the right, and you could see his body is being there's energies going that's going through his body into the line and vice versa. It's almost as if the
Like
thing
he's
is trying to
absorbing
pull him. Yeah, he's absorbing way too much energy. Now, that's where I'm gonna leave with you guys.
that's nice.
So Twitch, get back to the lighthouse, and you're able to find Emerald as she's going through with Laura, because it's Laura, Lora, and Laura Regina, and she's your PR person. She is in the vein of what's her name from The Boys, and she's hurriedly going through what's happening outside, the reports. She's they're trying to do as much damage control as they possibly can. They have reps going on to GNN right now to on a panel, and they're talking. So she's doing the best that she can, what she needs, what she absolutely suggests in order to make this even remotely effective is that you figure out how to stop that oil shit from leaving that building any more than it already has, and figure out a way to dispose of it. That's what she needs. She needs the public has to see you. They have to see you doing something heroic. They have to see you and the team, you specifically, but the team doing something heroic. Otherwise, this is all for nothing. Can you hear me?
I hear that conversation.
Yeah, you're coming into that part. She's like, "Oh, Twitch, it's good that you're here," and she's just weirdly looks at what you're carrying. She's like, And
Carrying what, a box? Carrying a box.
no, it's because it's like a narrow a chest, a treasure chest.
Oh, yeah.
So she's just like, yeah, that reverb is happening again. I don't know what's going on with that. All right. No, I don't want that. Excuse me. There we go. No, she's like, it's great that you're here because you two were the last people. You two were the last on TV that the public saw, and they saw the poor security guard that you guys took from the building and all that stuff. They have no idea. They don't know what's going on. They're just assuming the worst. And the longer we wait, it's been hours. We're trying to spin this. In these hours, they've gone from bad to worse. Public perception is at an all-time low for Helios. We need to turn this around before they come and shut us down. And by they, you know who I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
So,
didn't I just?
Yes, her team is working on a statement.
Okay.
The question, she's like, but are you going to deliver it? Is Noctum, what are you going to do it again?
I will always be the face, and I will always be the one to deliver
She
it.
says, well, that's great, and I'm glad to hear that, but you may have to answer some uncomfortable questions. So we're setting up an interview. You're not going to like this, but with Mark Collins. He has the biggest demographic. He has the biggest demographic locally and nationally, and it's going to be rough.
Hold on. You want her to meet up with that twat waffle that's been fucking talking shit about us this whole time?
I know. It's like,
He's the G. Gordon Godfrey of fucking.
So we could go with the local stations. We could do that. I mean, we can go with the local stations just to get you more comfortable in front of the camera and asking certain questions, and we'll have some canned responses, right?
If I'm able to fight giant black goo and face down robots that transform out of nowhere and fight hordes of individuals that are trying to kill us, I think I can handle a mousy white guy in a tweed jacket.
I stop
Last words.
and I look at her.
Until she gets PSTD triggered.
I look at her straight up and I'm like, do you remember your last meeting with your staff?
I was with the staff.
I gotta say,
I've had multiple conversations with other people.
that is all I gotta say.
She's like,
Mark Collins, out of character. Mark Collins is a shark and there's blood in the water already.
she's like,
That dude will tell you apart. You're about as quick as
Frozen molasses.
me trapped in molasses.
okay, I think we're getting a little off track here. I really understand what I'm asking. I understand it's going to be difficult looking at both of you. So, but if we don't get ahead of this, we need to change the public perception.
No, I agree.
It's
That
like-
it needs to be done,
So,
but
but
it's slippery slope.
It says I kind of sort of agree with Twitch here, but only to the degree that this guy he's been doing this for as long as anyone. He's super good at taking good intentions and turning them on a dime, and he does not like us. I said,
I mean, I heard some of his reports. That's some I mean, I wanted to drive down and punch him in his face.
he's like, he does not like us, and if we don't get him correctly, if we don't hit this, what's that sports analogy? If we don't hit a home run on this, we're screwed. He will bury us.
Not only us, but us and every other and any other metahumans that exist in the freaking city.
And, so this could potentially have ramifications for all metahumans. I know I'm she's like, I know I'm prone to being a little dramatic, It's kind of it's what I do. It's what I do. But
Yeah, you're not that dramatic, Jake. I agree with you.
but this guy, he is a great white, and we're all just, feeder
Chums
fish.
in the water.
We're chum. It's gross, but yes, and we need to make sure that you are ironclad prepared. So,
Then get me
with your,
prepared.
she said, with your permission, we're gonna get you with our team, and we're gonna have some pre-canned responses to the most obvious questions, and then you're going to get asked off the cuff stuff, and he's the master at twisting words. So let's get you in front of Let's get you in front of a friendly network first. In fact, forget about Mark Holland. Forget about it. Let's get you on like MSTBS, and then we can work this out. Let's do that. All right. I'll be back. We'll work on it, and I'll be in touch. You're staying here, right? Or are you
Yes.
flying
not going
away?
anywhere.
And you're not doing that, are you?
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. Great.
I mean, I might have a meeting, but I have to once it's been established. It's the only other time
She's like,
doing
I'm
that.
sorry, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask. A meeting with who?
I have to meet with Director Roger Salazar.
She's like, oh my God, that's a bad idea. I'm sorry. Okay. So, with Mark Collins' public perception with NSA, with the Homeland Security guy, that's jail. Can we hold off on both for a while?
Sure.
Great. Okay. Good. Carry on. And then she turns and walks away. She gets on her
You're about
phone.
to do CPR on that shit.
She gets on
Twitch.
She gets on her headset. She's like, Sharon, put everything down. Put it down, Sharon. Get to my office right now.
And it's Laura Regina Green.
Yes.
RG.
So,
You're about to get CPR too.
Hemming, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you turn into a light?
Turn into a light.
Yeah, turn into your light form. I need to see something.
Right. I switched to my light form.
I need you to roll a save, Twitch.
I do?
Yep. Roll a 20.
Oh, it's blinding flash.
I'll just roll this. I got a 20.
Say word. All right. So that 20, you're just like,
Fuck your life.
as soon as he's like, as soon as Emerald's just like, okay. Once she turns, normally you understand, you've seen her turn hundreds of times. And you understand that you don't look directly at her or any of that, like you're facing a different direction so that you don't get hit with that immediate shock of that light, that flash, that blinding flash. This time, everyone in the air, all you hear is, oh, my eyes, from everywhere. And you don't even realize that you did it. You just changed. But
Right.
the entire area bathed in white light.
Wow.
It's like her illumination is been magnified by a factor of 4.
Ooh, what?
Wow.
This is
So,
starting to sound eerily familiar.
all right. When did that happen? I asked her, when did that happen?
Well,
I don't know.
in fact, as Twitch is asking, you literally have to cover your eyes, and even then, you can it's almost as if your hand is translucent. Like, you know how you put when you put a light, you can see the light through your hand and all your veins and the red. It's almost as if your hand's not covering your face.
Holy crap. That's pretty freaking
So-
bright.
Fuck. That's
So-
not light. That's X-rays.
What? So like I said, I try not to stare at her too much, but this is something I wanted to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I try to see if there's a substance to her when she's in that form.
Oh, there's no way you're going to be able to see that with your naked
I
eye.
bet you wanted to stare at him.
Not searing, but I try to get close to her with my hand stretched out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna touch her boob.
See if see
You're trying
where,
to touch my. You're trying to touch my titty, Twitch.
see. Did you trying to encourage me or what? I just see one where because it starts to become resistant. That's what I'm trying to check.
I see. I see what you're saying. Normally, she doesn't generate any heat. As you get closer and you put your hand out, you feel heat.
I feel heat.
Mm-hmm. It's like your hand is getting closer to like a 120 watt incandescent bulb.
All right. My next question. So the purpose is to see at what point she starts generating an opposing force.
Yeah, and that's where the heat is. That's what the heat is.
Right there?
Yeah.
That heat is?
Yep.
All right, so
So your hand didn't go through her. It's near her. It's near where where her position was before she transformed.
In other words, you can touch the titty.
Shut up.
No.
And then okay, so now the other
My
question
titty,
is
I have a hot
when
titty.
she becomes light, is she like a humanoid in life form or she's a ball?
Yes. No, I'm humanoid. It's more like you've seen me do it before, so it's like I'm humanoid, but it's almost like a light silhouette version of me.
What?
right.
Yeah, it's like I'm thinking of Solaris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although at this magnitude, she might look like a light bulb.
How far away from her arm does it become? I can take measurements. How far from her before I physically touch her? How far that resistance generates? Just to cut it short, I'm trying to take measurements about where she is when she's in the life form, as opposed to
respective to where your position is and where the heat starts affecting you, where you can feel the heat.
Stuff like that.
Approximately. I have a ruler. About 8 inches from her body.
Okay, so now the reason why I asked this, I plan to take the crystals that I have.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna make bracers with the crystals centered as an output,
Mm-hmm.
and have mirrors around as a matrix to collect the focus and go through the light to make her a pair, so she can wear them, and that whenever she's in life form, she can also still wear them. Understand?
No, not really.
So it's like okay. So now that I know how far away from her body is and everything is,
Uh-huh.
I was gonna make, and I know that right now she's generating heat. I'm gonna construct a device to use that heat to make a to make a repulse field so that the bracer's always on her.
Okay.
So
When I transform, anything that I have on me can transform with.
Right, but this is going to transform and not turn with you. It's going to stay 8 inches away from your body at all times when you're wearing it. So when you turn into life form, it won't be consumed into your body and then be ineffective. It'll be a device that holds over you in life form. You can channel your light through the crystal in front of it, amplifying the beams of light.
Okay.
Understand?
It's an enhancement device.
I get you.
Right. So this is that. So, and then the front the part that has the crystal is gonna have mirrors to refocus the light and make sure that it goes channels straight through the crystal.
Okay.
And then all you gotta do is when I get it done, all you gotta do is turn it, and it'll make a white beam, or turn it the other way, and it'll make a thin tight beam. So basically, you either have a shotgun or a sniper rifle. And it'll be up to Lou to determine how much extra damage you do with it.
Okay, we can talk about that offline, but I get what you're saying. I smell what you're cooking.
So those are my plans.
All right, so
after this, after I took all her measurements, I'm gonna go work on Lilith's.
All right, so hold on for a second. We have to deal with the immediate aftermath of workers and staff that are now splash blinded.
Oh. Oh yeah, I start collecting people.
How
Because
about
all you
I
can hear
turn
is,
off the lights?
I can't
How about
see.
turn
my
off the
eyes."
lights?
All right,
Wait.
so, I'm assuming you revert back.
Yes, obviously.
When you do, there's at least 10 people within a 50-foot radius that were affected.
Wow.
Shit.
And look at like when did that happen?
This happened maybe shortly after I encountered that black goo, and I was attacked.
You touched that black stuff? Did you tell Prison Sage?
I was
He didn't like put you in a small box after that? Or, I know how Lutzo is about that
I
shit.
was checked out by my physician, and she said everything appears normal, but whatever is going on, my encounter with that stuff seems to have amplified my power even more so. And I at some point I blacked out and ended up damn near blinding my doctor and floating in the air. So I'm going to have to figure out how to regulate this.
But is this a good thing or a bad thing?
I won't know. At the moment, apparently it's more annoying to people surrounded that are in my vicinity. If it's a good thing, it would be only for the purposes of what we're up against. Right now, though, we have bigger fish to fry. I'll work through this as we go. There's more at stake.
Okay. I'm gonna go make this thing for you. If you need my help, let me know. I'm not much of a spokesperson, but I can punch him in the mouth for you if you need me.
I'd pay money to see that.
Lou, I have to get ready to go.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So what exactly are you guys gonna do? So you're gonna what is Emerald gonna do now that you have all this new information and sensations?
What you mean with my powers?
Mm-hmm. Well, just in general. I mean, I can't speak for you. This is all new. Everything that you just experienced is brand new, and it's completely unfamiliar. You've always had a very tight control of your abilities. The idea that you don't is disconcerting, and along with a lot of disconcerting things that have been happening to you.
Absolutely. I am going to get a coffee.
Okay.
That's how I'd like to end my part of the session.
All right. That's what you need. More caffeine. Jumpstart.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Coffee maybe using Red Bull as water. Yes, do it.
Something I would be probably doing.
Then you'll be able to hear colors.
Yeah, you just get a Four Loko. It's the same thing.
Okay. Now, so I'm going to come back to the other group. The car was hidden. The chopper, the helicopter, was gone over the distance. Then Sage had his meltdown. The aftermath of that is fortune teller. Once you come out of that body and you're overwhelmed with the amount of energy that's flowing through you. And the energy that's flowing through you in your physical form, the appearance of your physical form is just for aesthetics. As far as your astral projection, your astral form is just a representation of your identity, of your id. But touching that ley line, your consciousness just gets expanded. And I need you to roll a save versus insanity.
Oh, you just went low.
I thought it wasn't already bad shit, but
Lou was having
Oh.
fun with those insanity rolls tonight.
We don't hardly ever use them, but you guys are earning these, by the way. You're earning them.
I don't
Um,
know.
It's a 10.
all right. So you do that, and it's just like just the amount of input that's coming into your mind, into your body, into your very soul, because that's essentially what your astral form is. It's just in all directions. You feel the energy of the trees, the animals that live in the trees, the things that are existing along this ley line that are feeding it, that it's feeding. It's a symbiotic relationship until you come to a point where it's just a void. And it's not unlike the void that Noctum emanates from his harness.
Is it the thing that was inside of him?
So once you get to that point, so your consciousness travels along both directions of the ley line. In one direction, it's beauty, it's peace, it's nature, it's that symbiosis with the earth, which feeds it. In the other direction, and you have no sense of direction except you know that left and right, right? Once you come to it, the energy is just getting absorbed into this void, and it's just taking more and more energy. Once you get to it, you come to a sudden stop where it's directly in front of you, no more than 3 or 4 feet. And from that void, you can see an after image of yourself floating towards you. Again, same Cheshire smile, same there's no glowing eyes, just white, just completely white eyes.
Louis, can I move back?
Give me a sec. Let me finish the description. And there you are.
Shit just got low.
And then that's when you pull back.
What did he say?
There
you just got low. Like, just changed.
No, there you are.
Do you guys not hear me?
Yeah, but it's
probably on my end.
distorted because of how low it is.
All right, hold on for a second. I'm gonna take this music off, and maybe that's what's doing it. There you are.
Much better.
Yeah, that's much more fuck you, yeah.
Then you pull back into your body with a start. He's in one moment concentrating. You see this giant version of himself that's being powered by this line, by this energy, this primal force. And then in less than a second, he comes back. He's like, he just doubles over on the ground, as if he's going to throw up, but there's nothing coming out.
I tell him.
There's a hold on for a second.
You are meditating. You ain't saying shit.
This pain.
I'm hearing you.
Yeah, the pain that you're feeling right now is a remembered pain, because you haven't felt this way. The only other time that you felt this way is when you were being attacked by the void creature from Noctum. That's a remembered pain.
So, the comment to Fortune Teller, I warned you.
So, Lou.
Big move.
Yes.
One thing. Is it the same voice as what was in his when I was in astral form before?
There's hints of it. But this is different. the threat is way more pronounced. There was a wave of fear that you hadn't felt, which is again part of the insanity roll. This is something that you've. The way you describe this character is an amnesiac.
Mm-hmm.
These are triggering events. Same with Sage.
I'm gonna get up.
He's like, "Fuck this! I'm going home." Yumpy Nimini. No. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry. That's it.
So
I was wondering when you were going to do that.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
So with fucking full strength, I'm gonna punch a hole in the tree, and I'm gonna come out and say, "I told him to take care of that situation that he had, and now he released it.
What are you talking about? Unfortunately.
Knocked him.
What did you tell him to take care of?
Do you remember the time in the penthouse?
Yeah, when you freaked out and you almost killed everybody? Vividly.
Fool! It wasn't just to do it. It was a
Yeah,
self.
you were spitting out black blood and all. I remember vividly. But what does that have to do with Noctum?
He had an entity inside him, and now it's released.
Are you sure it's the same one? Because remember, at least for the time being, in the last 24 hours, nothing's come out of his suit. And from your understanding, whatever you saw was in his suit. So, are you sure that was the same thing? Not similar? Or maybe I have no point of reference, but like I told you, the things that we call psychic rates in our time, they were more than a dozen, or maybe more. What if it's something similar?
Describe this psychic ray.
So I describe it to the T, because that's one of the things that I definitely will never forget.
It has similarities. The only difference was the wraiths had alien features, so nothing humanoid in the face. This one was essentially your doppelganger.
Something about it reminded
Could
me.
it have copied you in that round when you first encountered it?
No. Something about it. It reminded me of what was in him. And I told him, and he brushed it off like if it was nothing. I told him it was a danger to us all. Why do you fucking guys don't listen to me when I tell you something?
Now you
Funny accent.
I tell fortune teller, join the club. Now you know how I feel.
I'm
your
done
funny
with
accent.
this fucking group.
Listen, let's
I'm
focus.
gonna look at Artemis.
Let's focus on what's on hand right now, our fortune teller. Right now, we're dealing with that over there.
Past that gate, you're not getting out. I don't give a fuck what abilities you have. I'm gonna look at Artemis. My dear, I gave the warning. If you go past that gate, most likely you will not come back.
Okay, fortune teller. So what do you suggest we do? Because obviously, if it's that dangerous, it has answers.
If it's going to happen, it's got to be all of us, full force. And still, I doubt we'll come out.
Listen, right now, what's at stake, it really wouldn't matter. If we don't go in there, or we do go in there, if we do nothing to stop this, the world is done as we know it. It's already happened to me once. It is not going to happen a second time. I promise you that. And if that asshole is in there, we're coming to terms. whether I leave my life there or not. That's my creed. That's my dogma. That's my cult. That's my people. And I've already been shamed once. It's not going to happen again. So I'm asking you, are you going in there with us or not? Whether it's the whole team or not, it does not matter. Are you going in with us?
And are we going
Because as you could tell, there's validity to what I've been saying. So just like you're frustrated that nobody wants to listen to you, all I can do is just put the case forward. You guys decide. But I've made up my mind.
Hello?
I'm going in.
Yeah, we got
What
you.
happened? What I missed?
You missed everything.
Yeah, you did. You literally
What I
just
missed?
missed everything.
I was having headphone problems. What happened?
Catch him up.
No, I'm not. I'm. Listen, I don't-
What was the last thing you heard? I can give you a brief synopsis.
Last thing I heard was him expanding, like he's getting a whole plethora of information that he was almost one with nature because of the ley line energy that he got. He was at his full height of 19 feet 3 inches, and he made a saving throw versus insanity. He had rolled a 10, but you said that he was kept feeding and feeding and feeding, but he felt not hungry, but one with the force. And the helicopter went overhead and went into the big building for right outside of Raccoon City. So
You're dumb. You are dumb. I swear to God. Okay.
And
so he found himself traveling along the ley line. Not a ley line walker by profession or understanding the properties of how to ley line walk. He went in both directions to one of which led to a void, where a void-shaped doppelganger of him came out and said, "There you are," which frightened him, and which is the root cause of the insanity, and brought him back in to where he used supernatural strength to punch a hole in a tree and blame Noctum for everything, because it is Noctum's fault, really. I mean, let's be real.
you do realize in astral form they move at Mach 1.
Yeah, no, I get it, but he was pulled into the ley line. So, however he did it, it was literally within a second. That's nice. Look at he's flipping everybody off.
Say what?
Mike's flipping everybody off.
Just for your information, Mike, I did not blame you.
Yeah, but you didn't disagree, you fat fucking dick.
I blame you, Mike.
Oh.
So, Fortune Teller and I, myself, we were going back and forth about how he's frustrated that no one's listening to him. And I'm telling him, welcome to the club, because at least he's now gotten information to validate what I've been saying. Because this thing being so close to where we're at, obviously it's got information that we need. But the problem is that, like he said, if we go in there, we may not come out. So I already told him, listen, I've already made up my mind. I'm going in, especially if that guy that was in the picture is in there.
So as you two were contemplating it, I walk in. I just sneak past, and like the cool little anime speak. Go, y'all two. Yeah, we gotta do this. Who's on first? What's on second? Third base.
All right. So with that,
I'm going
to end it here. All right. So for
shape charge on the door.
Twitch, Crimson Sage, Noctum, Fortune Teller, Emerald, and a Pyromaniac, apparently. That is Artemis. I am DM Discretion. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back in the next adventure. Yay.